Messi's team.
Argentina.
They
who must not be named. So what's up, Rich Squad guys? Welcome back to the channel. I have my boy Football Pharaoh in another video. This will be the second collaboration between us. So the first one we did a World Cup trivia. Football Pharaoh kicked my ass in that one. And in this second video, we're just gonna do a Q&A where we're gonna ask each other 32 questions. 32 because there's 32 teams at the World Cup, but it's not all World Cup related. We just came up with that number because it would be cool. So he will be asking me 16, I'll be asking him 16. And guys, don't forget to go check out Football Pharaoh's channel. I'll leave a link in the description box down below as well, okay? So guys, we're gonna start the Q&A off. I'm gonna ask the first question. So Football Pharaoh, my first question for you is, who is your favorite footballer at the moment and why?
It's Mohamed Salah. Me being the biased man that I am, me being Egyptian, he's a precious jewel for us, especially the Egyptian national team. And just the season that he's been having in general, it's been absolutely incredible. I mean, you have a lot of analysts, a lot of people on social media talking about him being on the short list.
He's the best.
For Ballon d'Or.
Let me cut you short right there. He is the best thing right now. Like, Messi and Ronaldo, they are not the best thing right now. Believe it or not. Salah is trending.
He is trending.
He is trending.
He's on fire.
You know, really, really good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, and plus me being Egyptian.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
That plays a role too. We're going to need him for the World Cup as well.
You must feel good having a player like that from your country, though.
It feels amazing.
Because if I had a player like that from St. Vincent, I'll feel damn good.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But something like that happening is, you know, the odds are really, 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 really low. So
we'll never say never. But you know, the last few years, best players in the world, Messi and Ronaldo, they're from traditional footballing powerhouse countries, Definitely. Argentina and Portugal. So to have someone come out of Africa, and specifically my home country, Egypt, that's, you know, amazing. It's an incredible feeling, and he really means a lot to millions of Egyptians as well.
Very good choice. So you have a question for me?
Yeah. How did you get into football?
Well, how did I get into football? I actually don't play football, but I've always been an admirer of the sport. Since 1998, wow. I was introduced to the World Cup. Like, they came to my school. I think they actually did it in 97, or I can't remember. I think it was 98. Wow. But they came to the school and they introduced us to the World Cup, like the Football Federation, St. Vincent Football Federation. And they said, you know, they let us know the teams and all. And I just, you know, got football crazy, like World Cup crazy. Not the whole sport of football, but World Cup, because I didn't have cable TV growing up to watch, you know, Serie A and La Liga, you know, EPL. Serie A was big back in when I was going to school. When I was going to like high school, Serie A, the guys talking about Juventus and Inter. And I was like, what are you talking about? But
Classic,
you know,
Italian
exactly, exactly. So I got into football from, I used to play soccer. That's what we call it back home. We also say football. I used to play, but I also used to play a lot of cricket, you know? Oh. And I didn't play football because I couldn't play both cricket and football because of picking up an injury. So I prioritized with the cricket. So
it's really popular in the Caribbean too, I know.
Well, cricket, yes,
yeah,
that's definitely.
Yeah.
But now I think football is, you know, has been more popular, but cricket has been, like, the guys have been more successful with the cricket. You know, so that's how I actually got into football.
That's how it all began.
But I'm actually an admirer of the sport, a lover of the sport more than an actual player of the sport.
Yeah.
And I would believe, like, you don't play the sport either.
Well, that's
right?
what I meant by how you got into it.
You don't play football either, right?
When I was younger, yeah.
Yeah. When I was young, I played, but now I'm quite old now. Definitely. So the second question I have for you: do you play FIFA?
I do. Not very routinely.
Yes.
To be honest, I don't have very up-to-date gaming systems.
What gaming system do you have?
I have a PS3.
Yes, you need an upgrade.
I do need an upgrade. I know
Definitely
need
an
Xbox
upgrade.
One or PS4.
Yes.
The last FIFA game I played was actually FIFA 15.
I actually have FIFA 16, 17, and 18. And believe you me, I haven't played 18 yet. And I've had it since September.
You saving it?
I don't know what it is. I have this really nice career mode save in FIFA 17 that I've kept playing it. So when I'm done with it, I'll move on to 18.
Yeah. A lot of people, they'll buy it year to year and then they'll sell their old one.
Yeah.
I can't do that with a game because for me, a game usually lasts longer than a year. I'll keep it around because, you know, some games have features that others don't. And, you know, those are timeless.
But
so.
you need to buy yourself a new gaming system. Someone please buy Football Pharaoh PS4. All right? So you have a question for me.
Yeah. What other sports do you like?
Cricket. Cricket.
Cricket.
Yes, I actually play cricket, guys. I'm actually very, very good at cricket. I'm talking about good. You know, so I don't want to give out too much information for people to go, you know, searching for me and all of that. Because, you know. But I actually am very, very, very good at cricket. I could actually play for a county in England too.
Wow.
I was that good.
Wow.
Believe me, I was that good. But I chose family over pursuing to be a sportsman because, you know, you could get an injury and then that's it for you.
Of course. Then
you don't have anything to fall back on. So I chose to, you know, focus on education, focus on career, focus on family, and not, you know, chase dreams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Plus, we are in the USA where the cricket hasn't, you know, got anywhere. So the other sport I play is cricket. I actually do athletics too. I could run very fast. I could run long distance. Maybe not as much as I used to. You know, I put on a little, you know. But
I saw a little bit of the Cricket World Cup back in 2015 because my college roommate's from India, and well, this was back in 2011. So I remember when India won the Cricket World Cup. Yeah, he was really happy about that. He was telling me how cricket games can go on for so long; they can last more than a day.
That's the test matches. They could actually go on for 5 days.
Wow.
5 days. So I've actually cut down on actually watching cricket too. Because I used to watch cricket, a test match for 5 days. And I'm like, nah, football, 90 minutes or 120 minutes and we're done.
Yeah.
If it's a tie, it goes on for another 90 minutes or another, you know, and we're done. So football is my sport right now, you know, so.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
I'm sort of the same too. I can't get into other sports like baseball when it's like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Just sitting there like,
baseball is 4 hours long?
It can be 3-4 hours long.
Who is the greatest player of all time? Like, who is the GOAT, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think it's Maradona. Because I think if you look at the context of what he achieved both at club level with Napoli, those 2 seasons, that's the only time Napoli ever won a Serie A, Scudetto. And what he did with taking Argentina on his back, both in the 1986 and 1990 World Cup. Especially that 1990 World Cup, Argentina, they were very meager, they were very lackluster. He took them to another final. They almost won it again. So I think it's Maradona, in my opinion, at least.
But why not Pelé, though?
I think Pelé had a stronger supporting cast of playmates.
Understand.
I think because in 1958, this is a team that won 3 World Cups in 12 years.
And he was amongst those players.
Yeah,
so.
He is one of the most skilled of all time, no question about it. Especially in his younger days. If he played in 1966, Brazil could have won that World Cup as well.
Yeah, he was injured, right?
He was. But I think he had a stronger supporting cast because you look at the 1970 Brazilian team, they're considered the best national team of all time by many estimations. Jairzinho, Carlos Alberto, you know. So I give it to Maradona.
So Maradona, his GOAT, Maradona. All right, so what you got to ask me?
What team entering the 2018 World Cup do you think is being overlooked the most? Not necessarily for a team that can win it, but you can say that.
Okay.
Or just, you know.
I understand the question, and I know the team that you're thinking, and it's the only team that it could be. It's Tunisia.
Oh, that's a good choice. I agree.
But it wasn't Tunisia. Was it Tunisia? For you,
it's not a trivia question, Dom.
I know it wasn't a trivia, but you had to have.
They were one of 2, I thought.
Okay, so it's Tunisia for me because a lot of people don't even know where Tunisia is.
Yeah.
You tell them there's a country named Tunisia, they'll be like, "What? Tunisia? Who?" Yes, Tunisia. They are overlooked, but they are in very good form going into the World Cup.
They are.
And they were even overlooked for qualifiers.
Yeah,
a lot of people say Congo DR was going to qualify because they were ahead.
They were.
And Tunisia, they just crept really slow and they qualified, you know. So
they also got a lot of World Cup pedigree, Tunisia. They've been in World Cup 5 times, the most qualified of any North African team, I think, along with Morocco. Another one I had in my mind was Uruguay, as a team who can actually win it if they hit their form.
I think for Uruguay, I think a lot of people hold Uruguay in high esteem, though, because of Suarez and Cavani and, you know, Godin, and, you know, you have some other talented players in that squad, you know, Jimenez and all these players. So Uruguay, people know about Uruguay, but people don't actually know much about Tunisia. So that's my answer, Tunisia. Okay. So, question. Which comeback did you enjoy the most? The Barcelona versus PSG 6-1 match in the 2016-17 UEFA Champions League, or the Roma versus Barcelona 3-0 match in this season's Champions League?
Well, as much as I think Roma pulled off a great spectacle in doing so, I still have to give it to the Barca PSG, because even though Barca is very much more of a world-class side than Roma is, I think that you look at when PSG scored that goal and they brought it back, Barca needed 3 goals, and they got 3 goals. And
you saw how Cavani was celebrating when they scored that goal?
Oh yeah, he was electric. He was pretty much doing everything except doing cartwheels on the pitch.
Backflips.
And they scored 3 goals into what, 6 minutes?
Yeah, that was astonishing. That was actually the first video I ever uploaded on YouTube too.
Really?
So I will never ever forget that match.
I remember also they were showing, like, they're panning out to the crowds. People, the Barca fans were crying. They were like so
Did
emotional.
you upload a video for that match? Do you remember?
No, I didn't, because at that time I was on my break.
Oh.
I went like 10 months without
uploading.
And then I came back actually
a year.
No, before that. I came back a year ago this week, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so he prefers the Barcelona 6-1 versus PSG.
Yeah, I do.
That was an epic match. No one will ever forget that game.
Incredible.
All right, so what you got?
So, I want to ask, what are your hobbies outside of making football videos? Hobbies.
Oh, that's a hard one. Well, actually, that's very easy.
What to say?
That's very easy. My hobby, it includes football too. And, you know, as Tana, she's right over there, it's playing FIFA. And, you know, when I'm like, I'm going downstairs to play game, okay, she's like, oh, really? Again? And sometimes she actually comes and she lays right there next to me and I'm playing, and, you know, I'm like, yo, babe, look at this goal. Like, this is sick, right? And she actually pretends like she's watching, like, yeah, it's sick. So my hobby, apart from, you know, making football videos, is actually playing FIFA 17.
Fair
17.
enough.
For now, 17. I'm still in 2017, you know?
She ever play with you?
Nah, that was actually the plan, for her to play, but she never really...
Are you afraid to lose?
I told her, when I'm not here, play the game, practice, learn. She never did. So, number 5 question for you. Simple question, and I want you to keep it simple. I don't want you to elaborate on it. I just want one answer.
Sure.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
Okay, move on. He said it, Messi.
That's it?
That's
okay,
it.
Moving on.
Let's move on.
I can't elaborate. I'm resisting the urge to elaborate.
If he elaborates, this video would go on too long.
He'll go home.
Exactly.
Okay.
So.
All right. You get to spend a day with any footballer you want. Go to an amusement park, whatever. Who do you pick? Who do you spend the day with?
That one is hard. That one is really hard.
It's a fun one.
Yes, it is a good question. Really good question. It's hard, but wow. You know what? I'm gonna give you I'm gonna throw this one. I think I'll hang out with Mario Balotelli. That would be a pretty fun day.
Yeah.
That would be a fun day. We would probably actually do some real stupid shit and get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
You know, so
that got a colorful personality.
Yes, that would be a fun day. That would actually be a fun day.
Don't get him angry.
Me hanging out with, and I actually want to hang out with him in St. Vincent. You know, we just go to St. Vincent, walk around on the beach, get into some trouble and stuff. So my answer is Mario Balotelli. I really admire him as a player too, though.
Yeah, he's
great. I really admire him as a player.
Especially what he did in Euro 2012, I remember.
And you know, he's one of the best penalty takers in the world.
Is he?
He is.
Wow.
Go look it up. Go look it up. He takes the he runs in and he just does this. He's really good. He's really good. I think he ever missed maybe like 1 or 2.
He's got a lot of confidence.
He's good. He's good. So, question. And I note that number 6 and 7 questions for me are going to tie into each other because I already know what your answer is going to be. But can any current footballer achieve the status or reach the heights both Messi and Ronaldo have soared to? And who is that player?
Any current young player at the moment?
Yes, any current player.
Well, even putting bias aside, being objective, I do think Salah, it's still very early. He's only 25 years old.
You don't have to even say, it's fair. Salah.
Yeah, he's 25. He's barely older than me, so he's having a great season. His first season at a big club. He was at Roma previously. Others, I think maybe Leroy Sané. He's with a good shout. You see a lot of young German players come through the Bundesliga into the German national team. So maybe somebody from Germany.
So you think that Sané, note the question.
Yeah.
I'm talking about getting as big. I'm talking about as big. I'm talking about when you say Messi, that everybody know who he is. And I'm talking about when you say Ronaldo, everybody know Ronaldo.
It's a hard question to answer.
It's Salah. I think you answered it.
Yeah.
You answered it.
I'm trying to spice it up. Yeah.
I think you answered it.
Okay.
You know? You answered it, Salah. And what he's doing right now, man, you say Salah, they know who he is. Yeah. And it may not like resonate just as yet with people, but if he continues,
give it a couple more years.
Exactly. Give it. I say give it 2 more seasons, and you know it would sink in. It would definitely sink in. Please, Salah, do not be a one-hit wonder. Please.
Please.
Please. All right.
Okay. Who is the last player you would want to get in a fight with? The last one you want to get in a fight with?
Last footballer would want to get into a fight with. I'm gonna have to say Pepe. I do not want to. That guy. That guy just looks scary, and he is kind of scary, you know. Yeah. So Pepe, he plays for not Besiktas. Besiktas.
He was with Real, then he moved to Besiktas.
I think it's Besiktas he's with right now. So
he did, yeah.
He's somewhere in Turkey. Let's just put it that way. He's somewhere in Turkey. If we're wrong, correct us down below. But I don't want to get into a fight with Pepe at all.
And if you are, condolences on behalf of my Bayern team.
And as I said before, the number 7 and 6 question tie into each other.
Go right ahead.
Will Mo Salah win the 2018 FIFA Ballon d'Or? Will he win it?
Will he win it?
Yes.
I'm going to lean towards no for now.
Why?
No, because I don't think Liverpool will win the Champions League.
You don't think so?
I don't think they will win the Champions League. I don't expect Egypt to go very far in the World Cup. If he wants to do it, I think he has to either win the Champions League final or put on a spectacular performance in it, grabbing attention away from Real Madrid, who I think is going to win it. And then maybe take Egypt to the quarterfinals of the World Cup or something. So I don't think, I think it's a tall order. I think it's a tall task. I think he's capable of doing it, but Egypt is not the same level as Liverpool.
I understand what you're saying, but I actually think, you know, being a Man City fan, of course, I think, and they knocked us out, quarterfinals, I think Liverpool could actually win this thing.
They can.
Believe me.
They can.
It would be really great. It would be a great spectacle to see Real Madrid win it 3 in a row. Like, that is like awesome. But it would also be awesome for Jurgen Klopp, you know, as a manager, to win the Champions League with Liverpool, having failed to do it with Borussia Dortmund or whatever team he, you know. I think Dortmund is the only team he went to the Champions League with. But in terms of Salah, Liverpool could win the Champions League because the way Real Madrid played yesterday, Salah would have peppered the back of the net.
I agree. But let me ask you something. Let's say they do it, and Egypt crashes out in the group stages, and he doesn't score a single goal.
Okay, I know the World Cup, it's a World Cup year, and it may hinge on World Cup performances. But what if the main candidates to win the Ballon d'Or, which is Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, flops at the World Cup also?
It's a possibility, yeah, of course.
It gives him, the only other person could reach the heights of winning the Ballon d'Or right now, I think, is actually
Neymar.
Well, you could put Neymar in it, but his injury kind of set him back, and PSG's failure in the Champions League.
True.
But I think if Belgium does well at the World Cup, Kevin De Bruyne.
He's in with a shout as well.
Or even Hazard. If Hazard like does something spectacular at the World Cup, like win golden shoe or golden ball or something, he can actually win because he's a really talented player. But we'll get to that. Okay. We'll get to that. But
next question.
So you're saying no for Salah?
No for now, yeah.
So who do you think would win it?
It's a tough question. I don't know.
Ronaldo again?
Possibly.
Messi? Is either Ronaldo or Messi?
I think it's going to be Ronaldo. I don't think Portugal will go past the quarterfinals in the World Cup.
Don't give away your things too much, you know. Don't give it away too much. Because I know you probably did you make a video about who will get to the quarterfinals as yet?
I made prediction videos.
Oh, okay, okay.
They're always updated, you know.
But if I have to answer that question,
I think
Salah.
Salah?
Yes.
I hope you're right.
I think Salah would it's like the PFA Player of the Year. A lot of people are saying De Bruyne.
Yeah.
And at the end, just before it was awarded, I said Salah. But I'm like, oh, no, De Bruyne. But I'm like, nah, Salah would win it. And he did.
Would he be the first African player to do it?
Ballon d'Or?
Yeah.
No, George Weah did it in 1995.
Yeah, current president of Liberia.
Yes, yes, yes.
Incoming Mohamed Salah presidency.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
So,
was it my turn? Oh, yes.
No. Oh, yes, your turn, right?
Yeah. You get to travel to any of the 2018 World Cup participating countries, like for a vacation. Which one do you visit? Just one.
I get to travel anywhere. Okay, it's gonna be Japan. It's gonna be Japan.
Excellent.
You know why it's gonna be Japan? I'll make it quick, but I just found a YouTube channel. I can't remember. It's called Only in Japan. Go look it up. Only in Japan. I was showing Tanis the channel. I was cooking and watching the channel, and it's about this guy, and he's showing you things that's going on in Japan. There's an island in Tokyo.
Wow.
Because Tokyo is spread from the mainland of one of the islands, and it has a chain of islands, and one of the islands is a volcano.
Wow.
A volcano inside of another volcano. So the island shapes like a volcano, and down inside of it there's another volcano. It's sick. It's sick.
Wow.
And I would love to see things like that. So Japan.
That's a unique choice. Great one. Most people say because of culture, but that's actually a unique answer.
Yes, because just for travel and the culture as well. So
okay.
If I have to ask you that same question, just, you know, off the record, which one would it be?
I think I would pick Morocco.
Morocco.
Yeah, because I've been to North Africa. I've actually been to Egypt and Tunisia, and I always hear great things about Morocco. It's a great tourist destination, and it's, you know, it's one of the most culturally enriched countries in Northern Africa. You got the Arab, the Bedouin, Berber influence, French influence as well.
You know what I think you're doing right now? You're actually giving a speech for Morocco 2026 World Cup host. That's what you're doing right now.
No.
That's what you're doing.
It's got to come back home here. I'm sorry.
So you actually want the World Cup here?
Yeah, because I'm selfish.
I actually want it in Morocco.
If it's in Morocco,
look, it would be nice for it to be here for us to like go, but you know, Morocco would be nice for cultural. You know,
it would be nice. I would not be upset if they got it. I would not be upset.
They deserve it.
They have bid for it many times.
They deserve it. 5 times.
They have.
5 times. They deserve it.
Only thing I question is their ability because of the expansion of the tournament.
Nah, I think they can do it.
We'll see. Okay.
I think they can do it.
Next question. We're number 8 now.
Yeah. What other sports do you follow?
Really? The main one's basketball. I do. I actually used to play basketball back in high school with my friends. We'd go after school to the local court by my house. We would shoot around. I follow the NBA too, as well, for watching the playoffs, which are on now.
I'm actually not watching the playoffs. I wait till it gets a little more intense.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't like football. I watch every game. I don't watch every game.
Oh, okay, okay.
Another sport, because I went to my college in Pennsylvania, I kind of got into the college football scene and the crowd atmosphere of that. But other than that, I'm not really into any other sports.
Okay.
It's mostly football, aka soccer, and basketball.
Okay, I have a suggestion for you. Watch a little bit of cricket, man. T20.
I have.
T20 cricket.
Okay.
Check it out.
All right.
Go YouTube, look for this guy. His name is Chris Gale. Check it out.
Chris Gale.
Yes, Chris Gale.
All right.
Check it out. You'll be impressed.
I'll let you know what I think.
He's from Jamaica, and you'll be impressed. Just believe me.
All right.
Okay. So your question, right?
Yeah. Off topic. What's your favorite place in New York City to chill, grab a bite at, etc.?
Favorite place, my neighborhood, of course. You know, I'm not that guy that venture out. You know, Tanis loves to venture out, but I just like to keep it local. You know, go to like the local, you know, juice bar, grab like a juice or grab a wrap. You know, I don't do it much anymore, but you know, or grab a, you know, a nice, you know, plate of food by, this guy's distracting me. It's a little kid. But
it's all good. It's all good.
But yeah, I just like to go to the, you know, there's this place called Jerk Hut. I just go get some rice and peas with some jerk chicken, and
okay,
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You'll enjoy it.
Jerk Hut.
You'll enjoy it. You like jerk? You ever had jerk chicken?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it.
I know a lot of Caribbean dishes have like curries in them and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I like to keep it local.
Okay. All right.
So you see, this is, I think you actually saw my questions, because the next question, or maybe you didn't see the question, but the next question is actually going to tie into my question.
Maybe I'm telepathic.
Maybe you are. But hot wings or wings with like barbecue sauce? What is your favorite?
You mean the spicy one or the barbecue?
Yeah, hot wings or barbecue wings?
I like spicy stuff.
So you're gonna say hot wings?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay,
I like
so
spicy things. I really like. I have a high tolerance for spicy.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Like Thai cuisine.
I gotta try some Thai. I've been telling Tanis that we should go to the Thai restaurant for a while now. So write that down, okay?
When did you come to the U.S. and do you miss it back home? Do you ever get homesick?
Well, I first came to this country in 2003, so I've been here for 15 years, long years, you know. I visit home more frequently than before, so I am homesick. I love it there, you know. I try to go there every year now. I don't know if that's going to be possible going forward, but you know, definitely homesick. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you know.
It's like a beautiful place.
Very, very beautiful.
I'd like to go to Caribbean
very
someday.
Beautiful. And I actually will be doing some World Cup coverage, you know, pre-World Cup coverage, as I told you, while I'm on vacation in St. Vincent. So you guys will get to see the island again.
Top quality.
You know, so you should definitely visit the Caribbean. Any island, you know, maybe try a cruise or something. You know, the Bahamas is cool. Cayman Islands is really good. So try it one day.
Okay.
All right, so question. Which 2018 World Cup team looks the prettiest on paper?
Prettiest on paper?
Yes, prettiest on paper.
Brazil look pretty, but I want to say pretty with an asterisk, because pretty is also another word for scary in my opinion.
Okay.
Brazil look really...
Yes, it could also be another word. Yes, definitely.
I think also, we discussed it before, Belgium.
Yes.
I think that if they click...
I was leaning more towards Belgium too, with the pretty on paper.
Yeah. I think Brazil looks great on pitch
yes,
as well.
Brazil does look great on paper.
Yeah.
It does.
They really do.
But I really love the look of Belgium on paper, man. You have the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, you have Hazard, you have Lukaku, you have Thomas Meunier, who plays for PSG. You know, you have Dries Mertens. You know, you have Jan Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld playing in the back. Vincent Kompany.
Origi,
you know,
Batshuayi, Nainggolan.
The name, Axel Witsel, the list, the goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois, Mignolet. It just goes on and on and on. You know, so Belgium looks pretty on paper. Brazil also looks the prettiest on paper. So,
okay. I don't know if this counts as like a trivia question or not, but since VAR was implemented, do you know who the first player, this is kind of a fun question, the first player to have a decision go both in his favor and against him under VAR? It's actually pretty funny.
I actually, in any country?
Yeah, any country.
I actually think I know this, but I can't remember, to be honest.
So get this, VAR stands for Video Assistant Refereeing. Was Eduardo Vargas VAR. I thought that was interesting.
So where was this? Was this at the Confederations Cup?
Yes, sir, it was.
I noticed. I noticed, but I just couldn't remember. So I don't know that question, but you know, he threw me a curveball, a trivia question. Okay, this one is gonna be a fun one.
Sure.
Smash or pass, Cardi B.
Smash or pass?
You know who Cardi B is, right?
Not really.
You don't know Cardi B?
I think I've seen
Oh,
her,
that
yeah.
yellow?
Can you show me a picture? We can do this in real time. Let's do it in real time.
Oh man, if you don't know Cardi B, we could just move on from this question because you have to do your homework on Cardi B.
Oh man.
You have to do your homework on Cardi B. Football Pharaoh does not know who Cardi B is.
I know the name.
You heard the name,
yeah,
but you don't know what she looks like.
You're asking me whether I would do her
Smash
or
her,
not.
exactly.
Huh.
You would do her regardless of if you see her or not.
Okay, we'll
You
see.
should.
All right.
You should though. You should. You'll have fun. You'll have fun. So, Football Pharaoh's question.
Who most impressed you in the last World Cup in Brazil, 2014?
Like you mean a team?
Yeah, what team most impressed you? Now, I think I have an idea who you're going to say, but who are you most impressed by? Not necessarily who took you by surprise, but who was like, wow, really stood out to you?
I'll have to go with Colombia.
Oh, great choice.
Did you think I was going to say Colombia?
I thought you were going to say Costa Rica.
Nah. Costa Rica actually scripted through a lot of their matches with the penalty shootouts and all of that. And I enjoyed watching them play, especially the fact that Joel Campbell, you know, was playing and he was with Arsenal. I was like, wow, he's playing with Arsenal. And Arsene Wenger really ruined that guy, if you really think about it, right?
He did. He underused him.
And sent him out on loan after loan after loan. He went to Olympiacos, he went to Sporting, and he was all over. He's a similar player. It's a similar case like what's happened with Lazar Markovic from Liverpool. They just keep sending him all over the place. But I'll have to say Colombia for that, with what James Rodriguez did in the absence of Falcao.
Oh, they lit that tournament up.
Yes,
they completely bulldozed everyone in their group. Felt bad for Japan in that final game.
You had Jackson Martinez was on fire.
Yeah.
Them times when he used to play for Porto. So, and you had that guy, Sanchez with the big hair, that guy who messed up Neymar. Remember?
Oh, yeah, that was an ugly match.
Yep. That was a very ugly match. So my answer is Colombia. So for the 13th question, who's better in your opinion? Eden Hazard or Kevin De Bruyne? It's a hard question, right?
Yeah, that's a hard question. I don't know. I would go with Kevin De Bruyne for now, but I don't know if his skills have been accentuated by the fact that he's playing for Man City.
I don't. No. Man, no. I don't mean who he plays for, but you know that he's been lit since he was with Wolfsburg.
No, he has been lit, and I think he also for Belgium. I think he's done more for them than Hazard has, in my opinion.
But I think with not to cut you off, I am cutting you off, but not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Hazard, I'm going with Kevin De Bruyne.
Yes,
I'm going with him, but Hazard has won more titles. He won it with Lille.
He has.
And then he won it with Chelsea, I think, twice.
I mean it more in the context of a current form kind of thing. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Hazard is a special player. I think he underperforms though.
He does.
Kevin De Bruyne is a more consistent player than Eden Hazard.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, so
I agree.
Really good choice. So, your 13th question for me.
Okay. What non-football channels do you follow and or subscribe to on YouTube?
Non-football channels?
Yeah, like, what do you like?
Okay. I don't watch a lot of YouTube, but when I'm actually watching YouTube, I watch this guy. His name is Roberto Blake. Tennis, right? Roberto Blake. But I actually recommend it to you. Watch this guy. His name is Roberto Blake. He does YouTube help videos. Help you with your channel, help, you know, how to develop your game, you know, everything. And I recommend that you watch Roberto Blake. Okay. I watch him religiously, you know, and I also watch a lot of Football Pharaoh. But he also did some non-football videos.
Yes.
So, but for non-football, I watch a lot of YouTube help videos, how to do this with your camera, how to do this on Final Cut Pro, it just help videos. And I don't really watch too much YouTube though, like the channels like religiously.
Yeah.
I just do it randomly. I watch a lot of football on YouTube, like, you know, your channel. I watch my videos over to see where I went wrong, what I can improve and whatnot.
Of course.
So
that's excellent. I should check out this guy Blake.
I do it to help, to just keep improving. You know what I mean? And that's how I've improved the channel over time, because I'm like, oh, I'm not doing this well, and I need some motivation, I need some inspiration, and it provides that.
Awesome.
Okay. And he also says awesome a lot.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. There you go.
That's good. So, who is on your shortlist for the next World Cup debutant?
Oh, I love that question.
You love it?
I love that question. I think Venezuela will have an excellent opportunity.
Give me 5 teams. Give me 5 teams. So
5
Venezuela
teams.
1.
Venezuela. I would say Zambia and DR Congo from Africa.
But DR Congo does not count.
Oh, Zaire.
Yes, they don't count.
Well,
they don't count.
Okay.
So Zambia.
Venezuela.
Zambia.
I would guess from Asia. I was actually surprised by how close China came. They actually finished 1 point.
But you know China actually qualified.
Oh, 2002. You're right.
Yes.
I keep forgetting that.
Well, it's all right.
Uzbekistan.
All right. That's what I'm here for.
Uzbekistan.
Yes, that's a very good.
Uzbekistan, Zambia, Venezuela, World Cup debutants.
Anybody from Europe?
I think Montenegro.
Yes.
Becoming finally that last. As an independent nation.
You know, I covered Montenegro in video, a debutant video I did early on.
You did?
Back in September or August. Yeah.
If anyone from Oceania is going to make it, I think that right now it's probably going to be either Papua New Guinea, that's
Solomon Islands,
or the Solomon Islands, but also New Caledonia. They have a lot of players who feature in the second division, the French league as well.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting. But I think these countries need to implement some kind of professional league in order to.
They do. I'm just trying to give one from each. So that's what 1, 2, 3. That's 5.
What about the Faroe Islands?
That's another good choice from Europe. The Faroe Islands. A lot of Nordic countries have been improving lately. Iceland, they've made it back. While a couple of others have regressed, like Norway. They're not as good as they used to be.
Finland
as
counts
well.
as Nordic too, right?
They're Northern European. I actually talked about them in one of my videos. The best team from each continent and never qualified. I picked Finland as the best one.
So what about Finland? Finland is on your list as well. Should be on your list.
Yeah.
I
try to narrow it down
to 5.
They
have a few decent players.
Finland, Faroe Islands, Montenegro. I think Macedonia also can do it.
Yes. What about Armenia's chances? Oh, you know a good country who could also make it in the future? Kazakhstan.
I think it's going to take a little bit more time.
Yes, but you could maybe, I'll put them on my list. Kazakhstan.
This is another St. Vincent question.
Okay.
So this is actually a great segue into this because you talk about who can make it to the World Cup. Can they get to the 2026 World Cup with the expansion? St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Honestly. Honestly, to be honest, I think they can. But it's going to be if the USA, Canada, Mexico does not host. Because remember, if USA, Mexico, Canada does host, they're going to eat up 3 potential spots available. Is that the case?
Yes.
Or do they add on to it?
They're going to eat it up.
Well, they eat it up.
They eat it up. Yes.
I thought they don't include it.
No, they eat it up. That's the new thing.
Yeah.
So what they actually do for that is they get a second team that goes into the playoffs.
Wow.
Because the allocations do not equal 48.
Yeah.
It actually leaves back maybe like 6 teams. I'm not sure right now. So the host confederation gets an extra team into that little playoff that they're going to have. So if St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they made it to the Hex.
They did.
So that's the best 12.
Wow.
So if they're going to rumble against the other bigger teams, I think they're going to need to have a maximum of how many CONCACAF has? 8? Is it 8?
I think they're giving them 6 or 7.
I think yes. I think it's 6 or 7. Yes, 6.
It's not 8. I know that.
Maybe it's 6.
Yeah.
They currently have 3.5, right?
They do. So all the more reason for you to support Morocco. All the more reason.
Exactly. I think it's 6. So if it's 6, it's going to be very, very hard. It's going to be really, really hard. They didn't make it to the hex. I said the hex. They made it to the last 12.
12, yeah.
Not the hex. Pardon me.
In the group with the U.S.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. They didn't make it to the hex. They made it to the last 12. So if USA, Canada, Mexico host, it means that countries like Jamaica, Trinidad would also struggle again to make it to the World Cup because they're going to eat up 3 spots.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
You know, so that's my answer. I think they can make it, but if Morocco hosts the World Cup.
Okay.
So guys from St. Vincent, they got to go hard. They got to, you know, put in all the work. It's hard. They need some kind of semi-professional football league down there.
Here's a statistic to help give you some hope. Number 1, Trinidad and Tobago, making it. Caribbean representation. Jamaica before them. In the 2015 Gold Cup, for the first time ever, we had 4 Caribbean participants in the quarterfinals. For the first time ever.
I didn't know that. You're the Gold Cup guy. I covered the last Gold Cup. So I didn't really do my Gold Cup history like that. So quarterfinals. Who are those countries though?
In 2015, I think they were Cuba, Trinidad and Tobago, who came a penalty shootout away from the semis.
Jamaica, of course, right?
Jamaica, and it was Haiti.
Oh, okay.
Haiti.
Pretty good, pretty good. So, for my 15th question, you asked me this question already, and I was like, wow. This is a broad question.
Sure.
So, you could answer yes or no and just give me a little explanation to why. VAR, video assistant referee, yes or no?
Yes.
VAR or no VAR?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. To really explain why it would take
a lot
of elaboration, but I do support it.
Okay,
I do think the pros outweigh the cons. I do.
So what about taking a sting out of the game though?
The sting as in what? As
in
celebrations?
As in goal or no goal, decision or no decision. You know, they have to go and check. It takes, you know, it breaks the momentum.
I think what they have to do is they have to implement enough for every single little call for the big calls.
Okay, okay.
Like we have goal line technology.
What about penalties and if it's a red card or not?
Or a goal that may have been involved offsides. You know, not just
offside penalties, red card decisions.
Yeah.
Not for every little thing.
No, not for every little thing. No, they have to use it wisely. And here's the thing about VAR. To say quickly, people say that it takes away the natural flow of the game and everything.
But the thing is, could they do what they're doing like in cricket? In cricket, they have a thing called DRS. Each team, certain amount of VAR decisions.
They could do that.
For example, after 3 VAR is exhausted, you cannot use VAR no more. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, 3 or 4. That makes sense because how many moments are there really in any given match?
So basically what happened in cricket, if a decision does not go your way, you could say, okay, review that decision, umpires, review that decision. So they could also do the same for football.
Yeah.
The players themselves could see, yes, that was not a red card and the referee gave a yellow, fine. But if they think the player deserves the red card, they could say, we need that reviewed. Yeah. You understand?
The only reason why I think VAR is critical is because football is a low-scoring sport. And because of refereeing decisions, they hold more weight.
Yes.
So in football and basketball, if a match ends 1-0 and the goal is highly controversial, it's undeserved. And I also think that people talk about it disrupting, like we said, the natural flow of the game. But I think not having it and keep having all these mistakes, I think it actually hurts the credibility.
Okay.
I think it helps restores a little bit of credibility.
Because basically there could be a final. For example, like prime example, the Juve versus Real Madrid match.
Sure.
If VAR was being implemented, you could have said, okay, Buffon did not deserve a red card, and that was not a penalty call. Yeah. And it would have meant that Juve makes it to the semifinal, which would have been more money for Juve by making it to the semifinal, and their achievement-wise, and they could have won their first Champions League from since the 90s.
Every decision has a chain. It's a chain effect. It has repercussions to come.
Exactly.
And again, because it's a low-scoring sport,
I think it has got to a point where they realize it has been costing the game too much. Even with, if you go back to 1986, was it 1986 with Maradona's hand of God? You know, that wouldn't have.
Of course.
Exactly.
Especially not even VAR, but goal line technology back in 2010 when Frank Lampard hit the crossbar.
Yes, and it went right in.
Disallowed goal for England.
Exactly.
You know?
So, VAR. Yes, for VAR.
I do support it, yeah. I think the pros outweigh the cons.
Okay. So, number 15 question for me.
Yeah. Who do you want to win the 2018 World Cup?
Oh, man, you asking me this. You asking me this. You see, I've been trying not to give it away before I make like a actual video to say who I think is going to win. But I'm going to put it this way. I'm not going to give you my answer just yet, but I'm going to say who I really want to win is a team that haven't won it yet. So I'm going to throw Portugal in there.
Interesting.
I'm going to throw Belgium in there. I would actually love it if Belgium wins. Okay? So I'm going to just answer the question. I'm going to say Belgium. Okay. I would also love to see if Denmark wins it. Or even Peru.
Those are two dark horse candidates.
Or even Peru.
Yeah, playing each other opening match. Group
exactly.
C.
I would love to see. Or even Colombia.
Another South American team.
Exactly. African nation to win it. I would love to see Egypt. Oh man. You would like your channel would blow up, bro. If Egypt wins it.
If I don't die.
From heart attack.
Yeah,
from heart attack. From disbelief.
Yeah.
You know, so those are my candidates for who I think I want to win it. I don't want to see. I'm really fed up with the whole Brazil, Germany.
Same.
You know. Okay, Argentina won it before. Italy's not there. Okay, Spain could win it a second time, you know. France could also win it a second time. So those are actually, it would be good if France or Spain wins it because a lot of people they haven't been historically great at the World Cup. But I don't want to, it wouldn't be fun if we see Germany or Brazil win it.
I agree. I agree. The only thing with Germany that would be cool would be they would do back-to-back, first time in 50 years.
And they would be the first team to win it after winning the Confederations Cup also.
That is true. They break a lot of records.
And Joachim Löw would also be the first manager to win back-to-back World Cups, I think, since 1934, 1938.
Yeah.
The great, exactly. So that's a nice name too, you know. Vittoro. I love those names. You know.
You know my answer. Yeah. It's Egypt, but you know I give Messi's team.
Argentina. They who must not be named. They who must not.
I give them a lot of flack, but it's because I you know, if somebody that is not new wins it, and if Egypt don't win it, which they won't, I would like to see them.
You would like to see Leo
finally,
and it would be good to see, you know, the goat, one of the goats.
Yeah,
Lionel Messi do it. Okay, so my final question for you: will a non-European team or non-South American team ever win the World Cup in our lifetime? For God's sake, it's been 88 years since the first World Cup.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen it yet. You know, people have been born, they died, and they haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
You know, so could like a 90-year-old man or a 95-year-old man finally see it before he dies?
Well, when 90-year-old Dominic Rich will be what?
Look, before you go on, I wish I lived to see 90 years old, okay? I really do.
God bless you. Hope you do too.
All right, continue.
I think the answer to that question is yes, I do.
We will see it pretty soon, you think?
No, not pretty soon.
But in our lifetime?
In our lifetime?
If we live, let's speculate that we live to see 75 years old each.
40 years, 45 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's about 9 World Cups. What is that? 10 World Cups.
Mm-hmm.
I would say yes. I think so.
You think we'll see it?
Towards the end of that list.
Where will that country come from?
A lot of people point to Africa, but I think Africa's shortcomings, there's a lot of corruption with individual countries' federations.
You know what? Not to cut you off again, but I think with Africa, I think it has to be...
I don't think it's Africa.
But if it has, I think we could even go into a little quick discussion.
Sure.
Africa, I think the reason why they're lacking that quality at big tournaments, I think it's because of the cohesiveness amongst the team, the coach, and everything. There's some disconnect because there's always some kind of, for example, a European coach or Brazilian, let's say that, managing an African team, and there's a disconnect. They cannot speak the local language. They cannot understand the players. You know, the players maybe are scared to lose it. You understand?
Yeah, I do. I understand.
And it could be maybe they're not picking the right people.
It could be that. I think it's a number of factors. It's like what you just said, as well as the fact that they don't. Africa has a hard time of translating success at the youth level into senior men's national teams. You see, Nigeria, they win most of the 21st century's under-17 World Cups. Other West African sides like Senegal and Mali, they produce a lot of talent. A lot of kids that grow up in Africa and impoverished communities, very talented. They don't have a very good. They do excellent job at the youth level recruiting it, but they don't translate it into senior national team success.
What about?
And I also think, well, it's another thing too. Yeah. It's also the corruption thing with federations. It's also the lack of financing and resources. That's why you see a lot of African players protesting of getting underpaid. And also, I think because a lot of African players that get these deals to go play in these clubs in Europe, they learn a European sort of brand of football. And then they
could it be they get figured out when they play with each other? Like, for example, you play in Europe amongst other European countries and South American players play in Europe as well. They know their style, so when you put a bunch of and what happens a lot of times is the players that play for these countries from Africa all play in Europe.
Yeah, they do.
So they play that style, and they might have a European manager, and they get figured out because it's nothing new.
Yeah,
you know.
And it's also they don't perform as well when they return back home for their national teams because they're playing at a lower level, and because they're playing, like you said, different style, and because of that, I think it's resulted in a lot of African nations teams, especially at the international level, they sort of have a lack of an identity. I feel.
Okay.
It's sort of causes that to happen.
Another thing, what about the Chan? You know the Chan, right?
Yeah.
What if they use more of those players in the national team setup that plays in big tournaments? Because these players might be overlooked, and maybe these players are actually the key to unlocking some of these big tournaments for these African nations, if you really think about it. Because wait, I know you probably have something saying, but for example, look at Ivory Coast. Look at their lineup. I think Mark Wilmots was the manager, right?
He was, yeah.
How the hell does a team like Ivory Coast not qualify for the World Cup? Think about it. I have the reason. You're trying to, it's too heavy. How are you trying to pack Solomon Kalou, Wilfried Boney, Javino? You're trying to pack Kessier, Frank Kessier. You're trying to pack, they have Aurier. You have a bunch of these other players. It's so heavy, I'm telling you. These players are playing out of position. Basically, you have 4 strikers playing in the same team. Like, because...
So you're coming from an angle of they're too talented, they're too good.
It's not about being too talented. It's about dropping some of these guys and picking the right people in the right position. For example, for example, Aguero, Icardi, Dybala, Messi will not play in the same squad, in the same team.
Correct.
And it's happening in the African team. So there's unbalance. They don't know what's going on. Everybody wants to shoot to goal.
You know what it's also a case of that I noticed, especially in African international football? A lot of the so-called minnows on the continent have caught up
with the bigger teams.
I feel they have. We see that in qualifying, the early stages of qualifying, both for the African Cup and for the World Cup, you see teams like Swaziland, Comoros getting results. I remember Comoros drew with Ghana. We're seeing other teams that traditionally have not qualified for the African Cup of Nations. They're coming back, like Zimbabwe.
Look at what Uganda was doing in qualifying.
Oh, Uganda finished right behind us.
Look at what the
Burkina Faso
and those islands. What they call again?
Cape Verde.
Cape Verde.
Absolutely.
Another thing, just to add, what if the Cape Verdeans weren't migrating to Portugal? Because you know they're Portuguese speaking. What a team that would have been. I think Nani is from Cape Verde. And a bunch of other, prominent Portuguese players. But we're going on too long with this.
I just want to touch upon that one more final thing. It's a double-edged sword because it also helps them that they're playing in international clubs and the more esteemed clubs in the world, specifically in Europe. But it's also that catch-22. It's hurting them when they come back home.
Yes, but the thing is, the element of surprise disappears as well.
It disappears, yeah.
Because you're playing in Europe, we know how you play. We're gonna stop you, basically.
Right.
Unless you're extremely talented.
Yeah.
You know, so look at Samuel Eto'o, never really set the world afire at the World Cup.
Yeah.
But look at what Senegal did in 2002.
Right. That was
Nobody knew anything about. I watched that World Cup. When I saw El Hadji Diouf, Henri Camara, these guys were awesome, I'm telling you.
Alou Cissé, he was the manager this year.
These guys were awesome. I see El Hadji Diouf doing these dribbles, I'm telling you.
Incredible.
And he had the flair with the mohawk, the thin mohawk, the blonde thin mohawk.
I remember that, yeah.
Man, look, I'm a dinosaur when it comes to the World Cup. I may not remember everything because I watch for entertainment and not for knowledge purposes. But at this World Cup, I will be doing it for both. Yeah. You know, but guys, we went on really long with that question, so
it's a very complicated topic.
So we have Football Pharaoh has 16 questions. I think this is the 16th. He says he has 2 more for me, so we'll let him throw 2 more questions in there. We'll do a bonus.
What's your dream?
My dream in terms of what, like
in life? I should have specified. What's your dream in life?
I think I actually already kind of achieved my dream in life, which is basically stability in life, you know, going to school, getting a good career that I could actually support my family. And you know, I've actually achieved that. I think, you know, I have my own house, you know, I have kids already, you know, I have a wife right over there, beautiful wife. What else do I want in life, you know? So I already achieved that dream. My dream was also to be a professional cricketer. I threw that dream out a long time ago because I really don't want to chase things and be disappointed, and you know, we know how that goes. So
it's more fulfilling.
Yes. So right now, a dream that I actually, you know, maybe I don't really have big dreams on YouTube, to be honest. I would like the channel to keep growing, and maybe I could generate a revenue stream from it one day, because I don't make no money. So in terms of the YouTube channel, I don't really have any big dreams, but I would love it to do well. You know, I'm not doing anything crazy for it to do well. Like, you know, you understand how some people out there being fake and they, you know, clickbaiting and they're doing things that they don't really, you know, their heart, they don't really believe in. Well, I'm not like that. I just like to do what I love and just keep it true. And you know, if the guys love it and people gravitate towards it, then it will blow up, you know, and it will keep growing. But you have to be patient. Patience is key to achieving your dreams. So, you know, guys, that's a little,
take it from him.
What you call it, a little gem for you guys. Patience, very, very key. But all in all, I've achieved, believe me, I've achieved dreams already.
Seems like
I just need to set more dreams or write more things on my bucket list, basically. Okay, he have one more question for me.
Last
this might
question,
be a bonus
guys.
question.
What is something you want your fans and subscribers to know about you? What is something you want your fans and subscribers to know about Dominic Rich?
Something that they don't already know?
Sure. Something that they want, or something that you think they get the essence out of you, but you really want to drive home.
It's a tricky question, but something that I want the people to know about me is I'm a very genuine guy, and I mean good. I mean good. So never ever misinterpret me, because I mean good. I'm doing this from my heart, you know. I'm doing this out of love and never for the sake of fame or popularity. You know, because I'm not looking for that. You know, I'm doing very well in life, so I'm not doing YouTube as an escape to try to, oh, I'm trying to make it. You know, so I just want people to know that I'm genuine, you know, and I know a lot of people know that as well, because I interact with my subscribers on every comment, you know. I try to reply to every comment, and you should too. Every single comment gets a reply, because I'm genuine. My main reason for doing this YouTube channel was to connect with the world.
Great reason.
Connect with the world.
Great reason.
But also, guys, you have to remember that we as YouTubers, we are taking our time. So we might need to generate income sometimes. It's not the main goal, but it comes along with the turf, with the territory. You know, it's part of it. Like, footballers are not going to play for free.
No,
you know?
Absolutely not.
But they entertain us, but they get paid handsomely. Like, I was telling Tanis, like, players are getting paid £350,000 a week. You know how many years we have to work for that thing? A lot of years. Yeah. I'm telling you to make, and these guys are making it in 1 week. So guys, do not ever discount what we're doing, and always support. Always support.
A lot of work, a lot of passion go into it. We enjoy what we do too. We enjoy it. It's a fun little hobby. We get to meet up in locations like we did today and talk about it. And we always appreciate feedback that we get from you and anything that you can tell us to support us. So, you know, we love doing what we do.
So guys, that brings you to an end of our very long Q&A. 32 questions, 16 apiece, where we got to know a little bit more about each other. I don't know if we're going to do another 16 apiece Q&A again. We would actually do more trivias. Yeah. The trivia is fun. We would actually do more trivias. We could even link up and do like discussion based, like how we were actually discussing that. That would be awesome as well. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That would be crazy. And now that we have linked up for the first time, we have basically opened the forum to, you know, infinite amount of, you know, discussions. Well, I'm saying infinite meaning a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because football is so many things we can talk about. Oh yeah. And I like that we could actually, like, look at us. We just went off tangent and we started talking about African football. Like, that could be a whole video right there. You can talk about it until you're blue in the face, just like his shirt. Exactly. Yeah. Blue side of Manchester. You know what it is, guys. But guys, man, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for, you know, Football Pharaoh for having me on his channel. And thanks, you know, Football Pharaoh for being on my channel, you know. So, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching this if you got to the end. Likewise. Exactly. And we're going to do a double outro, you know. So, guys, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. And
hey, everybody, leave a comment below, like, subscribe. You heard what Dominic Rich said. Pay a visit to my channel if you're feeling it. Want to thank him for the opportunity today. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
So guys, until next time, I like to say, peace out. Rich Squad. Yep.